Welcome back to my channel for another video. Today's video was so long overdue. It's also super highly requested by all of you guys, and I'm super excited to finally get to share it with you guys. As you guys can see by the title, I am sharing with you guys how I potty trained my little boy in just about 3 or 4 days. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Michelle. My little boy actually turned 2 in July, mid-July, and we started potty training him the first weekend of August. We were super encouraged to do it. I will talk to you guys about all the readiness signs that he was showing in just a little bit, but I also want to say that I'm by no means a pro. Just before we get started, I do want to say that not every 2-year-old is ready to potty train. That seems to be a little bit on the early side, but I also have 2 older boys who are 8 and almost 10, and I potty trained them both this method within about 3 or 4 days as well. So I'm super excited to jump into this with you guys. I'm going to share with you guys some tips of what I've done, things that I needed to buy without it being like overbearing. As you guys probably know already, I'm a little bit more of a minimalist when it comes to stuff. I hate buying a ton of stuff for no reason. I do not like spending my money. So I will share with you guys the little minimum list of what you need to potty train, what's going to make it easier, and how I went about it. I also want to let you guys know that this fall I have a new upload schedule. I'm definitely trying to be a lot more disciplined when it comes to uploading for you guys. So my upload schedule is as followed. Sunday will be a motivational video, things pertaining to house organization, cleaning, meal prepping, anything that's going to set you up for a great week. Those are the style of videos that I like to watch early on in the week. So I hope that you guys like those as well. Tuesdays are going to be anything educational like this, sit down videos, haul videos, must-have videos, things that I think that I can help you guys with as well. So I hope that you like how I set up the channel. I hope that you guys do follow along, subscribe, hit the bell button so that you don't miss when I post future videos. Anyways, before we get started, let's tour my bathroom so I can show you guys how I set it up to potty train a 2-year-old. All right, so before we keep going in the potty training video, I want to show you guys what our little powder room right off the kitchen looks like. So this is the area where he's gonna pee the most. So we've made it a little bit kid-friendly. So starting from the top, we've got his little treats up there. That is just what helps him potty. I'll mention that in just a little minute. We also have some baby wipes here because sometimes it gets messy, or if he poops or anything, a lot easier to clean with that. And I actually just ordered this toilet seat off of Amazon last week. We absolutely love it. So this is like the regular toilet seat, and then you have the little toddler toilet seat which folds way up high like this, and then you have like the adult regular seat, which the older boys and us use. So it's a lot more convenient than adding a toilet to that, like a toilet seat to that. It's also more convenient than having a little potty seat. I feel like the boys trained a lot easier on a regular toilet like everybody else. That's just my opinion. He has a stool so he can get off and on. We don't have a second one for hand washing, but he moves that one from side to side. I'd also mention that you could probably get like a fun hand soap or something like that to encourage them to wash their hands as well. My son does fine with just our hand soap. And then right here we have just a few books which we switch out quite a bit. We have this potty book which we used for Aiden, the 8-year-old, and we actually introduced this to Easton when he was like 18 months, and he would just read it and we talk about potty and how everyone goes pee in the potty. We also have his iPad, which I mean he doesn't use a lot, but when he's struggling to go poop, then he can sit down and relax with the iPad for a few minutes. And then I fill this up every morning with just a bunch of clean underwear because messes happen and we have a little one, so it's super important to have that close by. And then last but not least, we just have a basket here for any kind of wet and soiled clothing. So it's nothing like super intense. We don't have a potty chart or anything, but like I said, I have potty trained all 3 of my boys the same way and it has worked really well so far. Alright, so now that we've toured my bathroom during the heavy stage of potty training, I'm just going to tell you guys right now that my bathroom doesn't look like that anymore. That was really important while we were potty training and being focused on it, but now that he is pretty much fully potty trained, he does not need all of that stuff in the bathroom. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is potty training readiness signs. So as I said, he was just about 2 when we potty trained. He learned super quickly. The signs that he was showing is that he would, number 1, tell us when he had to potty. Number 2, he would tell us once he went in his diaper. Number 3, he would take off his diaper and throw it in the trash and bring me a new one when he was done. He would look at us changing his little sister and say, ew, gross, potty. And he would come to the bathroom with us, pull down his pants when we were going to the bathroom. So there's so many signs that was just showing that he was ready. The biggest ones was when I was at the park with him in early summer. He would go to the play structure, and if he had soiled his diaper, he would take off his diaper and his pants and run around the park naked. While that is fine at home, while you're in a park with a bunch of other parents and kids, I did not want my almost 2-year-old and 2-year-old taking off his pants and running through the park. So I knew that we should potty train. Our summers are really chaotic. I wanted to wait till the boys got back to school in September, but early August, my husband had a few days off work, so we decided to take that weekend to potty train. All right, so now that we know all of the readiness signs, I'm going to jump right in and tell you guys everything that I ended up getting, and then step by step how I ended up potty training him. So while shopping for your things, the first thing you need is a bunch of underwear. So this is not all the underwear that he has. He probably has about 15, because in the first day or so, they'll probably have more mess in these than they will in the toilet. So the first thing I got was just a ton of fun print underwears, different bright colors that he might enjoy, and I actually let him pick the color that he wanted while he was potty training. So if he would soil one, we would throw it in that basket next to the toilet like I showed you, and then he would get to pick the next pair of underwear that he wanted on. That just made it so much easier. The next thing I ended up getting is just this great big thing of Clorox wipes. If you guys watch my cleaning videos and stuff, you guys know that I prefer to clean with all natural products and try and stay away from these toxic chemicals. But when you have a little boy who is potty training, there could be more mess outside of the toilet than inside of the toilet. So these not only help prevent the odors and all of that from sticking up, it also cleans and disinfects 99.9% of germs and bacteria. So these are definitely a must. I do have a travel size one too that I clean his area when we're out, because that is a whole different ballpark. Potty training when you're on the go is also super crazy. I'll get to that in just 1 minute, but these are super great and convenient to have. You just pop the lid up, take a little cloth out, wipe the toilet area down, clean the floor or any kind of mess that he might have. The next potty training must have is just a potty training book. This is the same one we used for older boys. It's Boys Potty Training Time. So we started reading this to him when he was about 18 months. We would let him flip through the pages, explain to him what the potty looks like, and just really get into the little boy sitting on the potty and the toilet paper and Teddy sitting on the potty and how you wash your hands and get a great big treat after. So we actually introduced this to him many times before, but it's also something that we kept handy in the bathroom in his little entertainment basket while we were potty training, so we can go over it. It's also a distraction for him. It keeps him entertained while he's trying to relax on the toilet. I also want to say that I never thought that my son would understand the concept of potty training, especially not this quickly. He was just 2 when we potty trained him, so I didn't think that he was cognitively there, but they do learn rather quickly when you're really persistent and when you keep going. So books and things like that are super important, and you just have to keep showing them, even if you have to use terms like potty and poo-poo and pee-pee, as long as they are getting it, that is fine. We tried to use the term toilet, but he couldn't say mama toilet. He could say mama potty. So we went with potty, and at some point he will learn how to say toilet, but for the time being he just goes mama potty, and then we put him on the toilet. The next thing, take it with a grain of salt, but they are just a little treat basket. So we have this glass little Tupperware here that we keep real up high in the bathroom. You can't reach. You put things like M&M's, Smarties, Rockets, any kind of little treat. You can give him 1 when he pees and 2 when he poos, or whatever suits your fancy. And then if you want to be a little bit on the healthier side, you can do things like these little fruit and veggie snacks as well. Obviously we don't give them a huge pack, but we could also put some of these in there, and that acts as a treat as well. We take these on the go. These were super great because they'd go potty candy, pee-pee candy, and he would definitely understand it. My little one loves candy. He doesn't get it a lot, so it's definitely a treat. So we wanted to make sure that he was having something that was enticing him to use the potty. So now that he's potty trained, we are no longer using these, but if we do find like he's struggling or he's a little weary or doesn't want to use the potty as frequently, he hasn't had an accident, by the way, in like 3 weeks. But if he doesn't want to use the potty or something like that, then we can bribe him with a little candy. So yes, we still keep these. They don't last forever. So I mean, by all means, do whatever works for you and your kids and your family. If it's not a treat like this, it could be anything else that would be considered a treat for your little one. And that pretty much sums up what we needed in the house to potty train. Now we're going to be talking about potty training on the go. So those items are also super important. Underwear, Clorox wipes, what else do I have? The candy, the entertainment, all of that stuff. There's a few extra items that have made potty training on the go so much easier. Number one is a given, a potty seat. So we just use this little one here. It comes in a little travel case. It's a little bit bulkier than what my older boys used to have, but it folds up really, really nice like this. And this just pops right into my diaper bag. The little cover is also great if it's messy or dirty or gross. You don't want that in your diaper bag. This is super easy. Fits on any standard size toilet. I will link it down below if you guys are interested. I really like it. It's nice and cushy and super easy to wash. So I'll wash it with those little Clorox wipes. I could also wash it at home with another disinfectant. And the next thing is a hand sanitizer. So this is not always the one we bring. As you guys can see, it's still closed, but any hand sanitizer is super important. If you want to wash your hands after you put your baby on the toilet, or if you can't get to a sink, if you're like in an outdoor toilet or something like that, disinfecting your hands is super important. It keeps germs at bay, and as cold and flu season come, it's going to be super, super important. And then the next thing we got are just a pack of 14 little puppy pads, doggy pads, whatever you want to call them. These are just these little waterproof mats that dogs pee on, I guess. And when we have these are good to put on your couch or wherever your little one's going to be sitting down. These are also great to go in the car seat. It's not recommended to put anything thick in the car seat, nothing thicker than a diaper, nothing that's not a diaper. These, I believe are fine. As per my manufacturer of our car seat, they said it was fine. This will keep your car seat dry, because I'm gonna tell you guys in just one moment, it's counterproductive to put a diaper on them when you're out, in my opinion. I'll tell you guys why. So we just put this in the bottom of the car seat, and that is our first pack. And I think there's only 4 missing. My son never soiled the car seat, knock on wood. Never soiled our couch. He did pretty good right from the beginning. So now that we've gone through all of the potty training must-haves and everything, let me tell you how I did it in 3 or 4 days. So day number 1, we woke up, we pulled that soggy, gross, disgusting diaper off of him, threw it in the trash. I tied up that garbage real quick, put a new garbage bag in our trash bin, and then we threw out the diapers. I'm going to give credit to Allie Gooch from Simply Allie for this one, because that is what she did with her little girl, and apparently it worked wonders. So I took all of the diapers that we had in our little storage cabinet right here and had him throw them out and say, bye-bye diapers. Diapers are all gone. So he threw those in the garbage. Obviously when he wasn't looking, I took them out, put them away, because we might need them for nap time or bedtime or anything like that. I just felt like, let's start with a bang. So when you get started, you have to be dedicated to do it. You have to take the time. So what I did is I stayed home for 5 days. They recommend anywhere from 3 days to a week. You do not leave your house. Even going to play in your yard will cause a lot more accidents than being confined to the inside of your house. They're more distracted when they're outside. There's so much more to do, so many more noises. You're not as close to a toilet and all of that. So stay confined to your house. You have to be dedicated to spend 3 to 7 days just potty training. So that's why I waited for my husband to be home, because at that point I also had a 3-month-old little girl, so breastfeeding her and running him to the toilet wasn't always super easy and super great. Obviously after the 3 days I had to do that sometimes, because he couldn't pull down his pants and grab onto the toilet by himself. But the first 3 days were super crucial for that. So my husband was home, definitely had that support. You obviously don't need the support, but it is a lot easier. Definitely commit to it. Stay home. Do not leave your house for anything. So if you're at a time where you think you're gonna leave, don't potty train, because it's going to be so much harder. Well, actually, you could potty train. I think it's just gonna take longer. You might have more accidents. This, again, is just what has worked for me. After that, so we threw out the diapers, we committed to staying home. After that, we were definitely monitoring the liquids that was going into his body and the liquids that were going out. So if he was sitting up having breakfast in the morning, I give him his cup of water, and then we're putting him on the toilet about every 15 minutes. Yes, the first day is a lot of work because 90% of the time he wasn't peeing on the potty. I think the first day he only peed on the potty twice. He had a few accidents, and then he had a diaper at nap time and a diaper at bedtime and soiled both of those. The second day, we woke up, took that soggy diaper off once again, put him on the potty, nothing, but we kept talking about, Easton, if you have to go pee-pee, you go pee-pee on the potty, and then he'd go potty, and I say, Easton, where do you have to go pee-pee? He goes, on the potty. So yes, there's a lot of potty talk those couple days, but he definitely got it. On day 3, which was Sunday, because we started Friday morning, Saturday, Sunday morning, he would go potty. I think he had 2 accidents that day and pottied every other time. Sometimes he would say potty and not pee. Sometimes he would say potty and go pee. Other times we would be putting him on the toilet and just waiting. At this point, you're doing all the entertaining. You're reading books. We have the iPad. We're chatting. We're looking at the different underwear. We're showing how to go pee-pee on the potty. It is a pretty tiring weekend or a few days. You have to commit basically your whole life to potty training. Like, I couldn't even have a shower because I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to put him on the potty. Yes, I had a shower when my husband was home, but you definitely have to make sure that if you have a support person with you, they are on the ball as well. Like, get off the couch, put your baby on the toilet, because they're gonna have to go pee really soon. All right, so now we're on day 4, and that was Monday. He would be asking us the majority of the time to go on the toilet, and after that, the accidents were so far and few between. Like, every few days he had gotten it pretty good. We still stayed in the house. The first time we left the house was Wednesday morning to go to a farm, so we put him on the toilet before we left. We put him on the toilet once while we were there, and when we got back, and there was no accidents. Like, it was super exciting, super thrilling. I brought my husband with me because I typically go alone with the babies, but I knew, like, going in a porta potty, putting your little one on the toilet, having a baby strapped to your chest might get super overwhelming for me. So I did that. I also want to say that when you're on the go, don't bring one change of outfits, like bring like 4 or 5, just in case he has multiple accidents. You do not want to be stuck in a restaurant or wherever you are with soggy bottoms and nowhere to put him. So bring a ton of extra clothes. When he was younger, I wouldn't bring any bottoms. I'd bring like 3 shirts, and now I'm bringing so many more pants. Now that he has been potty trained fully for several weeks, I probably only bring 1 or 2 just in case, but so far we haven't needed to use them, which is also really wonderful. He has done tremendously well. Now let's get into the poop conversation, because poop seems to be another story. So he had quite a few poop accidents the first couple days. He was also holding in his poop quite a bit because he wasn't going every day, which he's typically used to going. So I don't know. After 7 days, he pooped for the first time on the toilet, which was really wonderful, and we made the biggest deal out of him pooping on the toilet. Or he would like even go hide in the corner like a week and a half later, and we'd be like, okay, let's go to the toilet, and we'd quickly rush him, or he'd like hold it himself going, I poo. So we'd put him on the toilet, and it would take a while. He would get nervous, so we'd sit there again, read the books, do the iPad. My husband would do a lot of that because he was home at that time and I had the baby. So he did a lot of sitting on the bathroom floor with him, just talking to him, explaining to him that everyone poops on the potty, and if he can pee on the potty, he can poop. And then we'd encourage him sometimes with 3 candies, 3 M&Ms or something like that, because we really wanted, oh, she's crying, poor girl. So that is basically how we potty trained my little one in 3 to 4 days. Like I said, he is still not nighttime potty trained, but he is a nap time potty trained. We still have some diapers set aside for that, so we're trying to work on that, but he sleeps a good 12-hour stretch. And by no means am I pressing him into being potty trained at night. He is still in a crib, but once he is fully nighttime potty trained, we are going to get ready for his toddler room, because I think it'll be easier for him to get himself out of bed if he does need to use the potty. Like I said, I am by no means an expert. I just potty train all 3 of my little ones like this. It has worked for me, so take everything that I've said with a grain of salt. I definitely do hope that this video is helpful for you guys. I always strive to make videos that are going to be motivational or helpful in any kind of way. Let me know in the comments down below at what age you started potty training your little one, or at what age your little one was potty trained, just so I can kind of know on what the rest of everybody is doing. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.
Oh, I got you, there's no reason to on my own.